Hello and welcome. Today we've brought in several people with first-hand experience in the field of deforestation and its many durable effects, including that of habitat loss. Our first guest is Chewbacca from the Amazon rainforests. He's experienced the effects of habitat loss, the effects it holds on people, and more. In addition, we have our two scientists, Marco and Polo. They've studied the effects of deforestation and habitat loss and realized how hard it can make life for the indigenous people such as Chewbacca. In order to get into more depth on the subject, I now turn this over to Polo. What are the effects of habitat loss in the Amazon?
Well, to start off, 70% of Earth's land animals and plants live in the rainforest, and many cannot persist in the face of the loss of their habitat. This loss causes the animals to either move and adapt to the new environment or eventually die out. The plants in the environment that are targeted will most likely die out or become scarce. This loss of diversity foreshadows unprecedented damage to the world's ecosystem.
Whoa, from what I hear, this problem is way bigger than most people expect it to be. How about the rest of the world? What are the effects of deforestation elsewhere?
To start off, the trees of the forest that provide shelter for some species also provide the canopy, which controls the temperature. The temperature is an essential aspect of life for many species. The canopy's removal through deforestation will lead to drastic change in the temperature that varies from day to night, much like a desert, which could become fatal to many inhabitants. The loss of trees also allows for a greater emission of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. The trees also help control the level of water in the atmosphere by helping to regulate the water cycle. With the decreasing number of trees on Earth due to deforestation, there is less water in the air to return to the soil. In turn, this causes the soil to be more dry and to be unable to grow crops. Further effects of deforestation include soil erosion and coastal flooding. In addition to the previously mentioned roles, trees also function to keep possession of water and topsoil, which provides the rich nutrients that the environment needs to sustain additional forest life. Without the trees, the soil erodes and washes away.
All right, Chewbacca, come tell us about your experience.
All of what Polo has said is true. I was born into a hidden life surrounded by green in the Amazon rainforest. While growing up, I noticed patches of flora missing from the forest more and more frequently. Animals started dying or leaving. Most of my home is now barren wasteland. If these outside humans continue to barge into our homeland and destroy it, my people and I will not survive.
Whoa, sounds like this has really gotten out of hand. Marco, exactly how bad is habitat loss to the live species around the world?
Well, habitat loss is definitely the greatest threat to species in the entire world. They rely on their habitat for many reasons, including shelter and resources. Throughout deforestation's course, forests, plains, swamps, lakes, and more have been destroyed for nothing but human consumption in order for agriculture, housing, roads, and more to be carried out. To further expand on the effect that habitat loss holds on species in our world, it is stated in the IUCN's Red List that it is identified as the main threat to 85% of all species. This comes from their article, Impact of Habitat Loss on Species. This demonstrates how habitat loss is seriously damaging the lives of species around the world, and how bad it is in general.
Throughout my life, I've spent a lot of time in the Amazons. As you know, I have first-hand experience, and I can confirm that habitat loss is extremely dangerous to the lives of animals. I've witnessed nearly as many animals dying or fleeing because of habitat loss and deforestation as I had imagined in my most wild nightmares. In addition, after miners use mercury to extract gold from the newly uncovered ground, they dump the used liquid into our rivers, poisoning everything. This awful effect decreases the amount of food and space available for the many tribes and families within the rainforest.
Thank you, Chewbacca. I understand why deforestation and habitat loss are extremely bad for the lives of many. I feel for your sorrow. I understand what deforestation is, but what, if any, are some solutions to this problem, Marco?
Well, that's a good question. You see, obviously we need to stop deforestation. It's clearly a huge danger to both the indigenous people and the animals living within the affected areas. While some may think that reforestation will cause problems for humans, such as limiting the supply of resources such as wood or areas for farming, it will actually be further helping us by slowing down global warming. Stopping deforestation is probably the least expensive and most efficient way to curb the rate of climate change.
Okay, but what are some ways of actually stopping it?
Well, I'm going to have Polo come in and answer that question.
Thank you, Marco. In this situation, collaboration is key. We need our highest ranked officials in organizations, such as national parks, to collaborate with those of the groups of people destroying the forests and jungles. Also, we need the people that are committing deforestation to listen carefully to what the indigenous people are saying. They know what they're talking about because they have been living their lives in affected areas forever. If we listen to them, we will be able to start to bring habitat loss to a halt.
Awesome. Okay, what I've gotten out of this is that the connection between deforestation and habitat loss is how deforestation is generally the main cause of habitat loss. Through deforestation and the loss of trees and plants, the habitats of animals are lost. This results in extinction, loss of habitat, starvation of humans, and more. Thank you guys. I had a good time today and learned a lot talking to you.
Thank you.